Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Gravediggers with Partizan Belgrade. We've got quite a lot to digest this episode, but it's all about the Champions League today because we only went and did it. We came top 8. We've got Newcastle, we're playing the second leg today. We're 1 goal behind. Can we get it over the line? Let's see if we can get a place in the quarterfinals. Yeah, everyone, so as I said, we played Newcastle in the first leg of our Champions League knockout round, last 16. And as you can see, we lost 1-0. Newcastle, arguably, when you look at the match stats, did deserve the win. But it took a penalty from Cesare Casadei for them to get the result over the line. Our wide players really seemed to struggle to make an impact. And then Victor Ragan went and got himself sent off in the 94th minute. A really stupid tackle, completely unnecessary. Referee was about to blow his whistle and he just went straight through the back of, I think it was Isak. Literally no reason at all. But to be fair, it doesn't matter too much because I wasn't planning on playing him today anyway. The reason I played him in the first game was I was like, he's very experienced. In paper should have done well. And Falcone, who is going to start today, wasn't fully fit. Because he was just a bit tired. So he is going to play today, Falcone, and Ragan will sit out. But yeah, like I said, when you look at the match stats, we didn't create too much. There's a couple of reasons I think that might be. Obviously, like I said, I've touched on the fact that our wide players really struggle to make a difference. We're going to probably have to try and tweak that a little bit today. It was, Bettens and Jovic both getting a 6.3. But you'll notice a different striker than the one we played, than the one you would have expected us to play in Janino, and we'll touch on that in a bit as well. But how did we get here first off? Yeah, so you'll remember that last time we played Celtic and we beat them 2-1 after coming from behind. We then played Manchester United and drew 2-2, and you will see we left it late, but I'll be honest with you, it was literally no more than we deserved. When you look at the match stats, our XG was far better. We had slightly more shots. We really did deserve to get something out of the game. Really interesting one about this guy, Abderrahmane Ahmed, can play centre-half and striker. He started the game as a striker, ended the game as a centre-half. Incredible versatility from the guy. 2-2 against United, which, like I said, was more than we deserved. And then we had what I thought was going to be a really tough game, and we went to the Camp Nou and we blew Barcelona away. We won them 2-0. Won them 2-0? Beat them 2-0. That sounds better. Don't get me wrong, match stats relatively, similar. Not much in the way of difference in XG, really. We just had much better sort of chance accuracy. Our 2 shots on target we scored, and the possession was pretty even as well. Same number of corners. Very little in it. We were just a better, more clinical team. And then, in terms of the rest of the results, so this is where you saw us last against Celtic. We then beat TSC. We then had some friendlies. The United draw. The Barcelona win. A couple more friendlies, and then, as you can see, we've just soldiered on in the league quite comfortably. Another victory over Red Star. Demolishing Metalak, who we touched on last time as potentially being someone who could potentially change the balance of the top 5. Flew past them. Vojvodina, Stankom were literally just flying past all our rivals. And what that means is that we are 21 points clear with 10 games to go. So there's a chance that we could actually have the league won before we even get to the playoff stage, which is absolutely nuts. When we were saying last time out about someone commenting about how the league seems very close, they usually have someone who runs away with it. We've just absolutely blown the opposition away this season, completely and utterly just demolishing them. And that is in no part down to some key individuals. No more than Janino, who's got 41 goals, 6 goal contributions in 35 appearances. Absolutely outrageous numbers. However, the reason he didn't play against Newcastle is because he's injured. He picked up a hamstring strain in, I think it was that 2-0, might have been against, it was against Stankom. So he got injured in that game. And that brings us nicely into Nicola. 15 years old, he came through our youth intake this year. Look at him. He's 15 and these are his attributes. Unbelievable. He is potential world beater. I know he's, 3.5 stars. But at 15 and he's got these attributes, he's unbelievable. So we brought him on in that game to replace Karaoke, and he scored off the bench, becoming the youngest Serbian player to play in a league game. And you know what, we thought, stuff it, we'll just try him against Newcastle and see what's the worst that can happen, because our only other options were Davide or Christea as out-and-out strikers, both equally as inexperienced, really. He didn't have a bad game, he got 6.5, not terrible, but we are obviously going to look to change that today. I don't think we're going to be able to sort of throw him in again. I think, it kind of didn't really pay off the way we wanted it to, which, I suppose isn't really a surprise, but we didn't really have much in the way of options. I didn't feel. It was one of them where I thought, we take the risk and we play him and we see what happens. It didn't pay off. But we've tried other players up front in the past and it's not always played off. Like Choquette would have been an obvious one. He's not always done that well as an out-and-out striker. He's been better off the wing. So, so we'll touch on that in a second when we get into the game. Meanwhile, this is where we're at in terms of the coefficients. We're on course to have potentially our joint highest points total since we did in 27-28, and we are on course to just finish narrowly behind Scotland. We still got quite a way to go to catch up to Turkey, but they are going to lose quite a high point season after this one, because it's averaged over 5 years. So that's going to come in handy for us. Scotland, unfortunately, are going to lose a bit of a stinker, so not great. But Austria looks set to lose quite a high points total, which obviously is going to contribute towards some of their points. But yeah, could do with trying to get a result here, obviously for so many reasons. So we go into today's game, and as you can see, we've got both Regan and Tugard suspended. So to be honest with you, that sounds daft. That doesn't really impact too much on what I was going to do, because I was going to start Jensen and I was going to start Falcone in the game anyway. So it doesn't really change a huge amount, if I'm being honest. Also realised that we couldn't have played Christea because he's not registered, because he wasn't registered in the start. But yeah, we could have played Davide, but what we're actually going to do is going to play Granados, and we're actually going to listen to the assistant for a change. So his suggestion was playing Granados up front with Castorani as the number 10, not Alexic. And you know what, I'm not too averse to that. I actually kind of back that move. Granados can play up front. He has been decent in the box, and we know all about Castorani's strengths on the outside of the box. I still haven't done the faces, I'm sorry everyone. And because Bethan's had a poor game, we are going to go with Choquette. And I think I am actually going to play very, very narrow for today's game, just because I think that is what is going to give us the best bet to try and get something out of this. One player I have been so impressed with, to be fair, has been Costas. He's been brilliant, the guy on loan from Man United, and I would love to try and sign him permanently if we could. He's been very, very good. But otherwise, the team is kind of, as you'd expect. Suarez, Bishabu. I've slated Bishabu a lot lately, as I'm sure some of you will remember. I've not been all that impressed with him, but he's done all right, to be fair. He's averaging a goal a game. Almost a goal a start in the league, which is mental, just lethal from corners. But he's been very, very good. So him and Suarez, watch him cock up royally today, everyone. You heard it here first. I'm trying to counter jinx myself by saying he's going to do an almighty cock up today. I think that is definitely possible. One thing that is massive for us, to be fair, is that Newcastle don't have Isak for today, and while he only got like a 6.5, he really did actually. I'm surprised he didn't get higher, because he really ran the game. He performed very, very well. They do have Fabio Vieira, who is a good player for them. Weirdly enough, they're playing Lamptey out on the left, so he played on the right last time. Whether they're going a little bit more defensive because they played Simakan at the back, and so they're sort of giving him more of a, more of a defensive fullback role, really. Weak on his left foot, so let's just try and show him inside. I think as much as we can. Sternberg also weak, so let's try and show him onto his weaker foot. I've never really paid much attention to this, to be fair, on this skin, but I feel like we might as well just try and hammer it on the defenders just to see if we can get them to play some loose balls out from the back. Thankfully, they're playing in their away kit. When we played them in Newcastle, we were both playing in black and white stripes. So we used to have this problem on FM21 with Parma and Udinese. Our kits always used to clash, and it was an absolute nightmare. And it was really frustrating last time because we'd have two players in black white stripes running after the ball, and I couldn't always tell who it was at first until they touched it, and I'd either be like, oh, thank God it's my fullback, or oh hell no, it's their winger who's got the ball. But thankfully they seem to sort that out today, and we're playing in better kits basically. But yeah, the fact that we've managed to achieve one of our objectives that we touched on at the very start of the save is quite nice, to be fair, finally. Literally on the deadline. We set ourselves to get to a knockout round game proper, not the playoff stage, within 10 seasons, and we've done it in the 10th season just about. It's 2-0 with Drago. And Lamptey, who we were talking about, playing out on the left, a bit out of position, has gone and got the assist in a lot of space, which is really frustrating actually, considering he's supposed to be being marked as well. So you've got it all to do. You've got to try and get 2 goals now. That's a free kick. There's no way that's a penalty. It was not in the box. If I look very sticky, everyone, it's because anyone who's living in the UK at the moment will know that we are woefully ill-equipped to deal with global warming. It's incredibly warm. Obviously, we don't have any aircon. And can we get ourselves back in the game with this set piece? We're not even going to see the free kick. Brilliant. So obviously did nothing with that. I'm trying to think what we can do to try and influence this game. Maybe let's take off work ball into box for now. In transition, no, I'm quite happy with that. Trap outside, I think, and stop crosses, try and stop them cutting in. Yeah, they're saying try for set pieces, we'll try that. Anyone proving particularly ineffective today? No one's having a particularly terrible game. Well, that's 2-0 and that's the game over. Just Bishabu getting absolutely done there. I said, watch me praise him, and he'd not do very well. I've literally just done this. But he gets absolutely skinned here by Wedrago. And for all the talk about Isak and as well just before, it's where Drago has proved to be the problem. They've got so much space to play the ball there. It's like the shape and it's 3-0. It's like everything, they've just stopped doing everything that I basically instructed them to do. They've literally just fallen apart. I've just absolutely lambasted them at half time. Some of them seem to respond well, some of them didn't seem particularly happy, but they have been terrible. There's just too much space for some of these Newcastle players just to influence the game. And we got a goal back, Castorani, 3-1. I can't see us getting another 3 goals though, personally. I think it's going to be incredibly hard to get anything out of this game. Granados isn't doing anything up top, although he is in now. He should have scored. He should have scored. That's awful. Choquette's not doing very well and he's knackered. Let's bring on Bettins for him. And you know what, we'll bring on Davide for Granados. Do we just go for it a little bit, really? Let's get some more bodies in midfield. I can't really see how we can do much worse than we're doing now. What do we play Voronkov as? Deep line playmaker? Just maybe a central midfielder, advanced midfielder on attack, and then cast the that. Try that. Get a few more players forward, just try and get a few more bodies in midfield to see if we can create anything more. You know what? That probably wouldn't be the worst thing, and taking Bishabu off. I think that's going to count. I can't see any reason why that wouldn't count. Oh, he was. I thought he was well onside, personally. Oh, no, fair enough. He is just off. Not really doing enough, are we? Let's be honest. We managed to get a goal back, but we've done nothing since then. Can't make any more subs. No, I'd rather leave Jovic on and throw another striker on, and we'll take off Costas. And we'll put Voronkov there as the deep line playmaker. And we'll bring on Michanovic. I mean, when you look at the actual match stats as well, it's been quite even. They've just been absolutely ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. When they've had their chances, they just didn't miss. Just did not miss. Shame. We have just confirmed the signing as well of Ese Sunar from Trabzonspor. Scouts found him. Looks a really decent prospect. He's only 18. He can play on the left. He can play up front. Kind of just preempting the fact that Bettens has had some interest in the last sort of 8-10 months, and we might really struggle to keep hold of him. As you can see, he's currently wanted by Newcastle, PSG, Mainz of all teams, and Juve, and he is unhappy that we blocked a move to Juve in the January, I believe. So yeah, we brought him in. I think, how much did he cost us? 10 mil. Oh yeah, he had a release clause, 10 mil, so we just brought him in for that, and Bettens, if he goes, is likely to go for about 40-50 mil. Safe to say that Juninho injury, where is he, really came at the worst time, before that Newcastle game. If we'd have had him, I think it would have been a completely different story, especially when you see the chances that Granados missed in that game. Juninho puts them away. He is also unhappy because we rejected a bid from Spurs in the January, admittedly for around about his value. I think his value is woefully low for what he's done for us. I wasn't even going to try and negotiate because I just couldn't see it happening. And he was just not prepared to accept anything less than like 26-27 mil. I'm like, I'm not selling you for that. You're so good, like I can easily get more money for you. But we might not have him come next season. So we'll have to see about that one. We've obviously got players that we can bring through. Youngsters. We could theoretically play Nikola. We could play Damian Vukovic, who's currently having a poor loan spell out at Serdulika of all teams. Who we're playing in a few days, and but he's still developing quite nicely. Let's have a look. If we look at the dev centre, if we look at the loans, Martin Petras is doing well out on loan. He's obviously going to be coming back from Bratislava. I could theoretically potentially extend his loan, but I think he could easily come in and do a job for us. Ruben Laura is doing really well out on West Ham. That little experiment we're doing. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player, and we could potentially see where we're at with our own squad, but I reckon we could still potentially flip him for a bit of profit. But where is he? Where's Damian? Here he is. So like I said, 6.63 average match rating as a striker this season. Savic is doing quite well out on loan at TSC, but we may well just let him just stay there, to be honest with you. He's probably never going to be good enough for us. But we might just let him stay there. But yeah, if we look at his performances, he's not really scored at all for Sadulaga. He did get a goal for us, which is probably where this comes in. But yeah, if you look, 6.41 average match rating, not very good at all. But he is developing slow. He's had a little bit of a dip lately, but he is coming on okay. And then who else we've got? Dori Ivanovic is having a good spell out at Metalak. We may well just let him stay there, potentially just extend his loan. He is up for sale, just because I don't think he will come back for us and do a job. But yeah, we've got scope next season for our strikers. Yeah, because that Newcastle game was actually quite quick, we're going to do the Zelesnica game as well, who are currently 13th. So it's a chance to re-extend our lead at the top. Red Star and Stancom did play in the week, so we have actually got a game in hand over them. I don't know if they're actually playing today or not. But yeah, like I said, before this league phase ends, we could have won the league, and then we can literally just potentially just sail through to hopefully to another cup final. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Could potentially just sail through to another cup final and just let everyone just sort of have a bit of fun towards, in the last 7 games, just rotate everyone really. I think I would probably rather not. I'd probably rather try and just absolutely go for it really, to be honest with you, if I had the option. But it's nice to have that option to see really. I'm not going to play Granados today. I'm half tempted. I'm not going to even put Regan on the bench. I was pretty fuming after that stupid red card he got. Aspacio does actually want more game time, so we will play him. I don't want to stay so narrow this time, and do I want to leave it at that? I might leave it at that. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to play Stankovic over Bishabu, and I think I might as well leave Castrani, and he did do okay last time. I might as well leave Choquette in. I think I'm happy with that team. So yeah, Apacio was wanting a little bit more game time, and to be fair, because I couldn't loan him out, I should probably really just sort of try to make an effort to give him a little bit more time off the bench or something, because the whole point that we signed him was we signed him for free from City, and the plan was to then try and flip him for a profit, and we just not really had any sort of real opportunity to really try and exploit that as sort of well as we could have done really. Well, I suppose we have, I've just not really taken it. I also felt like the touchline tablet was telling us we were losing 1-0, even though obviously we're not. And Aspacio just hits the bar, like the corner of the goal. Oh no, it wasn't. It was talk of the boy. Vukovic has scored his first goal for Sadulaka. He must have heard us talking about him. Maybe he can finish the season nice and strong as well. That's easily claimed by the keeper. Yeah, let's go. Lovely ball. Oh, Choquette just left him for dead. Oh man, come on lads. Come on. Better delivery this time please, Jovic. He's not got Bishabu to aim for though, that's the difference I suppose. Another corner. Really starting to wind things up a bit here, aren't we? Again, keeper claims that's so easy. Oh, Apacio gets it. Apacio. He did so well and he shanks it wide. Yeah, Red Star are playing TSC, so actually if TSC could do us a favour there, that would be beautiful. Love a goal before half time just to settle things down. Choquette's in. Oh, Suarez, he's a Rolls Royce of a defender. He is brilliant. What happened then? That's a lovely goal from Perez. Just seemed like it came from nothing. Like the shot, the technique on the shot looked so bizarre. Like, what even happened? Jovic, it lays it off. First time, to be fair to him, first time, off the bar, bounces just behind the goal line. That's a proper goal line, isn't it, really? Let's be honest, we love goals like that. He's got a bruised knee, he can wait till half time. Stancom winning, that's okay. Stancom are kind of dead and buried a bit, really. I mean, to be fair, the whole league is dead and buried. I'm just thinking more from a point of trying to win the title before the before the prelim phase ends. To be honest with you, that's all I'm thinking about. What? 20 points clear? Is that? No, that can't be right. Something's wrong. Something's wrong there. Oh no, it's because they played a game more than us, isn't it? We did bring Castorani off. We're bringing Alexic on, but that's what I was looking at. I was confused because they had a game in hand. We've got a game in hand over them. Oh my word! I need to get this heat, man. It's muddling my brain. So if we win that game in hand, we'll go 23 points of Red Star with 8 games to go. So yeah, and that's assuming it stays as it is in their game. It's going to be interesting. I've never had that before in this save, so that would be nice, wouldn't it? Perez could do with a rest as well. I think we bring on Nico. And we bring on Davide. I actually found playing Davide even though he's mostly right-footed, heavily right-footed, mostly right-footed, playing him as an inside forward, he did actually get a goal cutting through like that. And we'll bring Medic in for Perez, because why not? Although he is left-footed, so maybe we just do that instead. Because he can play the DLP role quite nicely. I know it seems weird making a sort of load of random changes when we're 1-0 up, but they've not even had a shot yet, so I think we're alright at the moment. He's still going. He was unlucky there. He could have scored that. Good little run from him. Medic floats it forward. He floats it forward again. Here's Shocker. He hits the post. Oh, man. Yeah, what I really want to do is I want to get Apasio loaned out, to be honest with you. That's just what I need to do. I just want to get him loaned out, but I couldn't. No one seemed to want to bite. I really wanted him to go to a club in Serbia. Now, Stankom tried to take Davide on loan in the January and he rejected it. So at least other Serbian clubs are starting to show interest in non-Serb players for loan. So with a bit of luck, we'll have a bit more success with that in the summer. Marlon Alexic. He's had another great season. He obviously played a lot when Granados was injured and unhappy. Since Granados has come back, Granados has played all right, and Alexic has dipped out a little bit, but he's just Mr. Reliable, really. He just comes on and always does a job, and that's a great pass from Voronkov, and Shoket really should have scored. I don't know how he didn't. I could say it was shocking from Shoket, am I right? That is a loose pass. Well done, Stankovic. Great ball from Shoket, and Davide's in. Should score. He does. Great emphatic finish, and that seals the game, really. Lovely ball from Shoket. Absolutely brilliant. Just boof, floats it over. Lovely. Davide coming in on the inside of that shoulder on the left back, and he just smashes it home. And that's what I mean, like playing him as that inside forward on that right hand side, it just seems to allow him to just be slightly more central to goal, and rather than having to try and cut across the ball with his left foot, you can just hit straight through it with his right. Sorry, I just hit the mic. That's going to be a nice comfy 2-0, and TSC look like they're going to do the job against Red Star and get a draw, which is lovely. So everyone, this is how the league is looking. I did just try and do a quick bit of maths because I was going to potentially do the Sadulica game, but yeah, I don't think we can't win the league in that game. We are the only team playing that game week. It's just us and Sadulica. If we win, we'll be 23 points clear with 8 games to go. So mathematically, league not done. So what I will do, everyone, for this is... Obviously, the league is a foregone conclusion. We've got Stankom in the cup quarters. Now, our record against Stankom this season has been pretty solid. 2-0 and 3-2, I believe. My memory serves me correctly. Yeah. So 3-2 flattered them really. But so I think what I'll do is I'll probably just bring it back for the cup final if people want to see that. Assuming we get there. If we don't get there somehow, I'll just bring it back for the start of next season. Because there's not really much else to dive into, to be honest with you. Other than that cup final, if it happens. I'm just trying to think. I don't think anyone left in January. No. Keanu Richard went out on loan to Novi Sad. Just a youth keeper. He doesn't look like he's kicked the ball for them, which is annoying. Novi Sad are off either club. But he's not played at all for some frustrating reason. Maybe they just didn't think he's good enough. But he's not really. He doesn't seem to be any better than this guy. So maybe I'll have a word. But mixed season, I would say. Actually, not mixed season. We finally got to a knockout of the Champions League, like proper. So that's something to build on. Hopefully, we can do the same again next season. Really push on, and have the same success. Obviously, our Champions League fixtures this season were pretty impressive in terms of results that we got. And if we look at the league phase, as you can see, we came 6th, not 5th. Quite comfortably in the end. Only 4 points off Bayern Munich at the top. But not bad going. Obviously, it has to be a case of what might have been. If we'd have had karaoke for the Newcastle game, could have been different. I'm not saying it would have been, but it definitely could have been. So, if I don't see you at the end of this season, I'll see you at the start of next, and we'll see what state the team is in. Because we still have... Is it easier to go to tactics? Don't think it really makes a difference. Bishabu is wanted. I wouldn't be completely averse to selling him. Don't get me wrong, he's a decent player, but I don't think he's perfect. He came in to do a job when we lost Romanchuk. Frederick Jensen, again, probably wouldn't be all that averse to selling him if we got a decent offer for him. He's a good utility player, but I wouldn't mind too much if he ended up leaving. Choquette, good player. Again, if we could replace him with someone better. I don't know if we could, because he is pretty damn good. If we got a substantial offer, far more than the 12 million that the game's saying he's worth, potentially. Granados, we're going to be rejecting bids for him. We're going to be fighting them off, I think. But as you can see, he's not had a brilliant season for us so far this season. He was injured and obviously unsettled for a bit of it. But we'll see. There's definitely a player in there. Davide, Jan Ecker, he's been quite happy to be his sort of breakthrough prospect. Would like to probably start giving him a bit more game time. He'll probably be someone who'll benefit from the game time once the league is pretty much done and dusted. Same with Elliot Bettens. I think we're going to struggle to keep him. Voronkov, he was unhappy that I didn't sell him in the summer, in the January. But again, would we be that averse to selling him? Again, probably not. If we can get a decent bid. Well, I managed to agree to him that I'd sell him for 52 mil. So we'll see if that happens. Otherwise, I think that's mainly it. Karaoke, obviously. Apasio, who is he wanted by now? Okay. I don't really want to sell him. I want to loan him out, build him up, and then sell him for more money. It's a bit greedy, really, but... Suarez was wanted for time, but thankfully he's not anymore, because I really want to keep him. Like I said, he's just a solid defender for us. I really, really like him. He's really, really good. Jovic, meanwhile... I just keep running out of superlatives with this guy. Having another blinding season. 13 goals and 17 assists. What's that? 30 contributions in 33 starts, 4 sub-appearances. Unbelievable. Look at that 7.58 average match rating. Just smashing it. Man's an absolute hero. Yeah, top player. Just needs to stay here forever, really. Let's be honest. Love it. Anyway, everyone, I've waffled on. I'll take up no more of your time. I'll see you very, very soon. Stay safe. Bye for now.